Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Gunplug Garage coming at you with a new unboxing video. But I have to ask you one question. What's better than one Sinanju? Two Sinanjus. Here we have the brandy new Sinanju Stein Narrative version Katoki. So this is the third iteration of the Sinanju Stein that we have gotten in the master grade line, in the master grade scale 1/100. So we have the original version Ka, we have the NT version, which isn't a Ver Ka, and now we have a Ver Ka of the NT version. I know that's a lot to take in, and we'll talk a little bit about the differences. I can't compare all three because I don't have all three, but I do have the original version Ka. So, what is the difference between these two Sinanjus? Well, this one was made in 2013. That's when this one came out. This one came out in 2024. So this design has been out there for about 11 years now, 11 plus years. So why does this version even exist? Basically, the lore behind the design is Anaheim Electronics developed this mobile suit, full frontal and Neo Zeon, came through and stole this unit. Now there are two units. One unit was turned into the red Sinanju that we know and love, and the other unit was kept as the Sinanju Stein. So this version, the 2013 Sinanju Stein Ver Ka, is the pre-stolen version, and the easiest way to tell that is the omission of the sleeves markings here and on the chest itself. The sleeves markings being the extra embellishment that Neo Zeon puts on their mobile suits. So that is the 2013 version. Now the NT Master Grade version, so looks similar to this one. However, the sleeves markings are similar to what we have on the original Sinanju OVA version Master Grade that came out, as in it's not color separated. So snipping and go makes this a much easier build. You're not going to have to worry about reverse washing or dealing with stickers or waterslide decals, and it makes it all around a more enjoyable experience. To this day, I still have issues with reverse washing. I'm not very good at it, but it's a skill that I'm currently working on. Without further ado, we're going to open this box because that's what you're here to see. You're here to see these runners. We're going to go runner by runner from A through however many runners there are. I'm going to basically give you my brief thoughts about what I think about the molding and the runners, and just more or less a runner review of the kit. Now, one fun thing we're going to do in this video is, once it's open, we're going to do a comparison of Sinanju NT Ver Ka versus Sinanju pre-stolen Ver Ka. And one last comparison before we get into the unboxing. Look at the thickness of this. Now look at the thickness of this box. The new version is quite a bit thicker, by probably about an inch. It's about an inch taller, just sitting flat. So I know that I think there's like an extra runner and a half in this version, so I'm kind of curious why the extra thickness is here. Maybe the parts are a little bit bigger. I don't know. This will be a fun little comparison video, so without further ado, I'm going to put the camera up and we're going to get into this. Here is the A runner for the Sinanju Stein NT Ver Ka. This is the gun barrel, and I assume other types of gun bits. The head here, and the like thruster bells, as well as the shield piece. No undergating on runner A. Now, we can tell which runner has been reused by going to the copyright date on the runner itself. So this one's from 2012. Now, if the runner has been replaced, that's going to be a different date. But we can tell that this runner is the exact same as runner A from the 2013 Sinanju Stein, and as we can tell, it's different because it's in this bright white color. So, no need to do a comparison. It's the same runner. Here is the B runner, and as you can tell, 2012, another reused Sinanju Stein runner from the original release. And we can even see what looks to be full frontal here, so pretty deep panel line in there, so that'll be nice to panel line that. Decent panel line in there, that looks pretty cool. And this seems to be mostly waist armor. So again, with the A runner, the only difference is that the 2013 Stein is white versus the nice militaristic type gray color on the new NT version of the Stein. Here is the C runner, and this copyright date is 2008, so this is reused from the original Sinanju. And this is the cockpit, so the cycle frame, cockpit, and then the eyes. So nothing really crazy, or really anything to note on runner C. And of course, runner C from the 2013 Stein is exactly the same. Here we have two identical D runners, and again, the date is 2012, so it is going to be the same as the 2013 Stein. So this is an older kit where there wasn't a lot of undergating, so don't go in here expecting a lot of undergating. There's not really a reason to have a lot of undergating, as this is not a plated kit. This is mostly leg and arm armor pieces. Not a lot of crazy things to note. Some details are a little flat, like this up here just has this triangle. I think it could have benefited from another panel line up there. Same with this thigh piece. This is pretty naked, but it is what it is. Again, the only difference is the 2013 Stein is in white. Here is the E1 runner, and this is mostly shield bits. So we know this isn't used because this is the main portion of the shield, and the new shield is color separated. The rear thruster bells here, and then some chest pieces, which we know this isn't used because the new chest piece has the sleeves embellishment on it. Torso piece, and more torso pieces. Again, 2012, so this E1 runner should be the same as the 2013 Stein. No, it's exactly the same, even the same color. I thought the 2013 Stein looked a little darker. 2013 Stein is on top, but no, they're the same. Here is the E2 runner. Again, 2012 Japan, so this is the same as the other E2 runner on the 2013 Stein, and this is just foot armor, so the front of the foot, the rear of the foot, and the side of the foot. And here is the 2013 Stein runner. Identical. Here is the F1 runner, so this is in a even darker gray than the previous gray, so that looks nice. This is branded 2012, so this is another reused runner. And this looks like chest pieces and armor color separation. And this will look really nice when the two grays blend together to give it that signature NT gray look versus the original pre-stolen white and gray look. Here's the F1 runner of the 2013 Stein, and this is in a much lighter gray. This is a shade lighter of gray than the main body armor pieces of the newer Stein. So the 2013 Stein is much of a lighter colored design than this new, more militaristic NT version type of Stein. This is the F2 runner, and this is just more pieces. So this is more armor pieces for the legs, just to add more color separation similar to what was on F1. Still no undergating, which is fine by me. And this is the 2013 Stein. Same runner. This is the G1 runner, and it's in this brown color. So the inner frame of the 2024 Stein is going to be brown. This harkens back to the high grade, and I believe the previous NT release Master Grade. Again, 2012, so this is going to be the same runner from the 2013 Stein. And we have some nice detailing here. These are probably for inner thruster bells on the back. And then the backpack connection, which there's some decent panel lining there. And a lot of detailing here on the upper chest piece where the neck connects. The inner thruster bells on the legs. All around a pretty decent mold for interior detailing. This is the 2013 runner, and it's the same, just in a darker gray type color. So if you really wanted to, you could mix both these kits together and make a really, really gray Sinanju if you wanted to. This is the G2 runner, again in this brown color, and also again reused. So this is more or less the same, but we have some more interior detailing here and here for the inner skirts, and some nice trussing here on the skirts. If you wanted to, you could mask this up and get some contrasting colors and paint the trussing a different color. Main waist connection, and then the inner framing for the head. I'm unsure what these flaps are for, and then the action base connector. Again, 2013 runner, G2, same runner, just in a gray. Here we have two identical H runners. This is more inner framing, and it continues to be in this brown color. This is probably for the arms if I had to guess. A leg or arm joint connection. The lower calf area. Some really nice detailing. This is probably a thruster bell for the rear thruster flap. Some thrusters here. Unsure what these might be. Bottom of the foot, and another bottom of the foot. Another bottom of the foot? These are probably the bottom of the feet. I don't know what this is for. And then some interior piston pieces on the arm, similar to the original Sinanju. And then shoulder armor, inner framing, and then more joints here. Again, 2012, so reused from the 2013 Sinanju. This is the 2013 Sinanju, and same difference, this is just gray, not brown. Here we have two identical eye runners, and these are the rear thrusters and the rear thruster embellishment there for color separation. 2008 Bandai, so this is from the original Sinanju itself. I would have to look at the manual and see what parts, but there's a lot of parts on the 2024 Sinanju that are unused. A lot of runner reuse with only like one or two parts taken and the rest being waste. This is our first difference in runner, although this is another reused runner. This is the eye runner from the 2013 Sinanju, and as we can see up here, there is an entirely different inner framing for the gun. And that's the primary difference of the gun piece, is that the new Sinanju uses the original 2008 red Sinanju type design, and this has its own inner framing. So this is our first difference in runner, but the new Sinanju is still a reused runner. Here we have a J runner, and this is in a very light red, like a licorice type, a strawberry type red color. It's not a super bright, vibrant red. This is 2012 reused, so this is from the 2013 Sinanju as well. And this is just interior thruster bells and some rockets for the shield. Now, what's interesting to note is that the interior thruster bells on the legs of the Sinanju NT are color corrected. So there are stickers on this kit. These are not color separated, so if this piece was going to exist, it would be on this J runner, as this runner is red. Although, wouldn't necessarily be on this J runner because this is an old reused runner, so they would have had to add something to it or put that red piece elsewhere. So that's probably why that's not color separated, is that they probably didn't want to do a revision to this J runner to add those extra pieces onto there, or have another multicolor printed runner with just 4 squares for the thrusters on the legs. So they probably said this will just be a simple sticker and send type of situation. Again, as we know, this is reused. This is the 2013 Sinanju, and I'm gonna be honest, I do like the brighter red a little better for thrusters and things such as that. This muted red is nice for the missiles, but not necessarily for the thrusters in my opinion. So this is another J runner. So there's two J runners, and there's no J1 or J2, two J runners from the 2024 Sinanju, and this is from the original 2008 Sinanju mold. So this is reused from the 2008 Sinanju, and this is mostly beam sniper rifle parts. I believe this is all just beam sniper rifle. So this is probably the inner framing for the gun with those extra pieces put on top. There's no second J runner for the original 2013 Sinanju, obviously. Here is the K runner in this brown color, so this is more inner framing. 2008, so this is from the original Sinanju mold. We have different rear skirt armor, which I think this looks slightly more detailed than before. Another waist armor, and more waist armor. So I'm curious what is being used on this runner. Some joint pieces. It's probably the joint pieces. Torso, tubing, more tubing. So this is somewhat of a redundant runner, but it's also the same K runner from the 2013 Sinanju. Again, the only difference being color with the gray versus the brown. Here we have two identical L runners. This is more of the rear fuel tank thruster, the Sturm booster, 2012. So these are from the 2013 Sinanju, and then some different armor color separation pieces. This is in a light gray. 2013 Sinanju, we have the same pieces but in white, so nothing crazy. Same copyright date, same pieces. Now there is no M runner unless we count the manipulator runner, which is MP1, so I'm not counting that because it's not directly labeled as M. Here we have two identical N runners, and this is more leg inner framing, probably some joint pieces. No, this looks like it's all leg inner frame. This basically looks like it's all leg inner framing. Lower calf joint, knee joint, upper thigh connection to the waist. Yeah, this is all leg runner. 2008, so this is a copy from the original Sinanju's mold. More inner framing from the 2013 Stein in the darker gray color, so this is what you see. Same exact runner as the N runners on the 2024 Sinanju. Here we have two identical O runners, 2008, so the original Sinanju, and this is for the beam Tonfa / Tomahawk. It's just beam effect parts. The 2013 Stein does not have this O runner, so really nothing to say about this. It's just clear yellow pieces. Here is the P runner, and this is all the bazooka. So the rear half of the bazooka handle up front, the magazine piece, front barrel, front muzzle device. It's just the bazooka piece and the P runner. This is from 2009, so more runner reuse, and it's the exact same runner as the 2013 Sinanju in the exact same color. We're going to finish out our comparison. So this is the MP runner, the manipulator runner. This is from the 2024, as you can tell from the brownish color. Runner date is 2022, so this runner has been replaced. And these are the emotive manipulators, which I will not be using because these things really can't hold anything for the life of it. It's kind of novelty factor is making the mobile suit do obscene gestures, and that's kind of it. Once that wears off, these things usually end up elsewhere. I'm not a big fan of them. In fact, if the kit only comes with these, I usually drill and pin the weapon so then the Gundam or mobile suit can actually hold it. I had to do that with the Sinanju OVA version I've built, just so then it can actually hold its rifle. Because otherwise holding its rifle is like an act of God. Here's the 2013 Sinanju, and it's in the gray color, brown color, gray color. Here is the beam saber for the 2024 Sinanju Stein, and as you can see, printed in 2008, so this is just a typical SB1 runner in yellow to coincide with the different beam colors of the sleeves version versus the Anaheim Electronics version, and the Anaheim Electronics version is in the typical pink color. Here is the Q runner. Now I know what you're thinking, this is a new runner, right? Nope, 2018. So this is a reused runner from the Sinanju NT version, and it's got different chest pieces. We have these different gun pieces here. So like we could almost build two guns out of this thing. More shield pieces, more gun pieces, and then another shield piece. This is the newest runner we've looked at. and there is no undergating to be seen. So not brandy new, but still a newer runner for this kit. This is 2018, so this is the Sinanju Stein NT Master Grade, not the 2013 or the 2008. Here we have the R runner, so this is from 2018 as well, so this is from the Master Grade Narrative version, not the Verka, not the 2012, not the 2008, and this is just a different chest piece in that navy darkish blue type color. Here we have the S1 and S2 runners. So the only difference being that this is more of the color separation for the sleeves markings, as you can see here with the white and the black and some thruster copy pasting. So this is essentially the same as the S1 runner, just cut down. So we have different inner shield pieces and all the color separated pieces for the sleeve markings. We have our Zoltan figure for standing and sitting, new thruster bells, a thruster joint which looks basically the same as the previous inner frame joints, neck piece. So this is all on the S2 runner. So this is our first new runner. This is 2024, so this is one of our actual first new runners for the narrative version Ka. Here is the T1 runner, and again, this is just more sleeve markings that have been color separated. So there's going to be a white piece here and a white piece there, and then the bottom torso section. This is another new runner for this narrative version Ka release. And our final runner, and our final new runner 2024 are these two triangular pieces. What are these for? I have no idea, but we will find out. I'm going handheld here just to show you a good comparison. So this is the Sinanju Stein Narrative version Katoki, and this is the Sinanju Stein 2013 Anaheim Electronics version. So this entire stack and this big stack back here are the same stack. This runner and this runner stack is the same. There are 33 runners in the 2024 Sinanju Stein, and there are 22 runners in the 2013 Stein. All that's new are these four here. So T2, T1, S1, and S2, but S2 is really just a different cut down version of S1. So it really is basically 1.5 runners, more or less. You know, if you put these side by side, it's 1.5 new runners, really. These runners here, which add to the narrative version, are reused from the original Master Grade NT 2018 release. So 2018, 2008, 2008, and then 2018, and then 2008. So what's new on this kit really is about 1.5 runners. It really is about 1.5 runners versus this. Now the only difference is that this has its own inner framing for its gun, which this one must use the original beam rifle from the original Sinanju. So just do a good side by side here. You got 33 runners, you got 22 runners, 1.5 brandy new runners, and then only one new runner. Do with that information what you will. I, for one, am excited to have color separated parts. I prefer color separated parts, especially for the sleeves. Embellishment, because it makes it so much easier to build. It's a much more enjoyable, relaxing experience to snip and sand those embellished areas versus having to do a reverse wash or dealing with stickers or dealing with waterslide decals. You do have some waterslide decals that it comes with the typical Katoki version waterslide decals. The only other drawback is the color correcting stickers for the inner thruster bells But there is line art that exists out there for this design without the red thruster bells, so you could build this without those red markings. Now, we're not going to go through the entire manual because that's really boring, but we're just going to take a look at the actual manual itself. And as you can see here, look at all those X's. So those are all parts that are not used on E runner, on E2 runner, on F1 runner, F2 runner. D runner is safe. C runner even has a part, a little small clear piece. The G1 runner, the G2 runner, the H runner, the I runner, the small red J runner. The large J runner has no pieces, which is surprising because that's the old beam sniper rifle. The K runner, the L runner, the N runner, the O runner, technically, I guess, the P runner, the Q runner, and then that's it. So almost a good majority of the runners on this kit have pieces that are technically waste. Now, I know it sounds like I've been overly critical of this kit and this design during this review or review comparison, and that's not necessarily the case. I just want you guys to go into this kit well informed of what's different from previous releases to now, because it's going to be $82, $85 once it hits the States. It's going to be a pretty decent chunk of money. This is the third iteration of the Sinanju Stein in master grade form, 2013, 2019, and then 2024. So this has been 5 years since the NT version. The NT version is incredibly rare right now. It's hard to find, and its street price is expensive. It's about over $100 right now, which is a little crazy. It's also not fully color separated. So I understand the complaint of this is the third Sinanju, we want something new. However, this is perfect for out-of-the-box builders. This definitely has appeal, and it has a market for it. Now, I also understand Bandai's perspective of things with the 2013 version, we have 90% of this kit existing. So it would be easy for us to add a couple extra runners for the sleeve markings, release it in 2019 for the narrative movie, and support our media that we just spent a lot of money producing. So I get both sides of the coin. So what I'm going to say is, if you're an out-of-the-box builder and you love the Sinanju, this would be a get. If you love all Sinanjus and you want to collect all Sinanjus, this would be a get. If you're unable to find a 2019 version or haven't wanted to pay the $100 for a 2019 version the past couple years, this would be a get. If you have a 2019 version and you've built it flawlessly, this would probably be a wait for a sale or a pass. Nobody's putting a gun to your head and telling you that you need to purchase this kit. I purchased it because finding the 2019 version is more or less impossible, and I also like the color separated aspect of it. That is a huge plus for me. That made the real grade Sinanju very much more enjoyable over the high grade Sinanju, and the Takumi Studio version of the master grade also made that more enjoyable than doing the reverse wash, because I'm not good at the reverse wash. Putting those decals on isn't super easy, and the stickers take all the depth out so it doesn't look great. Now, I've done my best during this comparison to give you all the knowledge you need to make an informed purchase of whether you want this kit or not, just based off the runners. I will be doing a review of this later after I build it. Just know that I don't hate this kit, I don't hate this design, and I'm not trying to be critical or negative about it. I just want you guys to understand there's not a whole heck of a lot different from previous iterations to this one, but if you've missed those previous iterations, that this would be a perfect pickup for you if you like this design. That's going to do it for me in this unboxing review comparison video. I hope to see you in the next video where hopefully I'll be reviewing this or unboxing something else. I'm still working on my backlog video. I've had a viral infection, so even filming this has been quite cumbersome. There's been lots of cough breaks. So thank you for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this kit down in the comments below. As always, a like, a share, a comment, all of it is well appreciated. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, have fun, and happy building.